Hey guys, so today I think I'm gonna talk about some of the um, approaches and ideas, changes in the behavior which I want to make, and I try to keep it in my mind. Um, and these are pretty much like mindset changes as well, and I try to always keep it in my mind, and I try to go through it every day. So let's go through it. Um, Number one, what I have really found out in professional and personal environment is to wear a smile or laugh. I think any stressful situation, any situation that you are getting into, any crucial conversation, or it's just a casual one as well, just having a smile really helps in kind of alleviating the gravity of that situation, and it also helps in kind of making long lasting relationships and friends. So smile, the importance of smile is quite underestimated. As you can see, I'm not smiling now as well, but I have to smile. So I think smiling is very important. Number two, the kind of one mistake that I really do, and it might be because of my specific mental programming, is that I struggle to ask very specific questions. I try to combine two or three questions together, and I'm learning to ask very specific questions and then stop and listen to the answer and then ask the next question. When I'm writing an email or writing a Slack message or things like that, it's much easier. But when I'm speaking, and especially during impromptu speaking, I think it's very important for me to keep it in mind that it helps the other person in responding to my questions more clearly if I ask a specific question, a concise question. And something related to it is the third point, which is when somebody is trying to ask me a question, sometimes I blabber and I go on tangent, and in a lot of interviews as well, I have made the same mistake. Now I'm trying to practice that I listen intently and I try to answer the specific question and then stop and then wait for the next question. It doesn't mean that you don't have to sound natural. You have to sound natural. You can use your fillers. You can do provide a little bit of additional information, but try to be in control and make sure that you are not giving additional information that than it is needed, and try to contextualize it. Next one is that when you are trying to kind of build a good relationship with people, make sure that you talk about personal and professional both topics, and take genuine interest. Don't try to make it too evident as well, but just do some casual chats. Just, sometimes you just need to talk to people even without um, talking about work. And the next one is very close to my heart. A lot of times, I have seen people, and for me as well, I think it's more important about me that, if I have to choose between being kind and being clever, um, my natural disposition is to be clever. But I think when I look deeply, the value that I really care about is being kinder, being appreciative of other person's point of view, is something which helps me keep grounded. So I think it's very important to be kinder than clever. Another one, which is again related to this, is that we don't have to defend all our ideas. It's okay to kind of let it go. It's okay to kind of be open. It is okay to kind of not debate all the time. It's okay to not defend all the time. It's okay to just kind of let people disagree and let it sink slowly with you and with the kind of discussion as well. Try to be calm, and even if, let's say, that the other person is not correct, even in that case, just by kind of winning that particular argument, you're not going to change his mind, right? So it's not about like winning the argument. It's about not defending all your ideas. It's about seeking what you can learn from this discussion and making sure that you try to understand that what's really going on, and how this discussion or debate cannot kind of impact you negatively. Is something that you should always keep in mind. And then the next one is, when you're trying to kind of speak to people, talk to them about them and make them feel important. Talk about the stuff that they do in their free time. Talk about things that you can learn from them. Make them feel important. I think it's an important one if you're trying to kind of we have tried to kind of essentially build good relationships and meaningful kind of friendships. And the next one is very close to my heart, but it is, you can't talk more about it, which is about like exuding positivity. And so don't complain, and make sure that you assume positive intent and be kind. And whatever is the situation, you think that you can get out of it, and there could be value in it, and there is a positive kind of outcome possible. And the next one is, which is quite related to me, and because I consider that I am very emotive, and sometimes I show more energy than needed, more passion than needed. Sometimes I become loud and fast. So I think I need to kind of slow down a little bit, and I don't need to get overexcited. I don't need to be very passionate. I have to kind of modulate it as per the need of the hour. And related to it is, try to be less impulsive. So a lot of times, I am not able to resist my impulses. So I make impulsive decisions, I make impulsive comments, I make impulsive chats, I send impulsive messages. And these impulses, are essentially fueled by some other underlying emotion, which could be anger, which could be frustration, which could be excitement, which could be humor, whatever. So trying to be less impulsive as well is an important kind of thing to keep it in my mind. And then the next one is so close to my heart, which is, and I have found that it's very impactful. We have to find out more ways of liking people, and more and more people. But the thing which I am not very clear is that how do you really demonstrate it? One of the ways in which I have seen it working is that when I talk to people about what I have noticed in other people, which is positive, which is good. And this is one way of kind of sending this signal that yes, you are liking a lot of different kind of you're liking some things and traits and some behavior or some qualities of other people. I think it's kind of it goes a long way when you try to show it and when you talk about it to other people than them. So I think this is one way. And then another one is very simple one. Again, very simple idea, but basically don't repent, don't regret a faux pas or a mistake for a very, very, very long time. Just learn, move on, improve. We all make mistakes. And then the next one is, take out time for face-to-face chat, even if it is 5 minutes, saying hello. It goes a long way in terms of building effective relationships. The next one, again, it is for me. Don't try to impress. You don't need to kind of impress all the time to all the people. Just listen and just be casual. Even if you are not able to give the detailed answer, even if you are not able to kind of come up with the best answer possible, even if you are, you could say 3 points, but you could only say 1 point. Things like that. Or somebody asked a question, you give a foolish answer. You don't need to be able to impress everyone all the time. Just kind of reduce the cognitive load and reduce the stress that you have on your mind. And yeah, that's an important one. And related to it is don't debate. A lot of times when we hear something and that particular argument or point of view doesn't resonate with us, then we try to question it, we try to analyze it, and we ask very challenging questions. And this is a quite argumentative mindset. I have seen that a lot of people don't have it. I've seen a lot of people have it, and people who have it, I think naturally it takes time for them to build effective relationships. So if you really want to build effective relationships, you don't need to agree with every point of view that somebody's saying. But I think what you really have to do is not to debate it all the time, not to kind of argue with that person all the time or attack it. I have suffered a lot. I think I have started noticing this kind of behavior in me, and now I am trying to make sure that I don't debate and argue on every point. And then the next one is again related to my psychological kind of makeup, which is about I also interrupt. I interrupt very less now, but I think 5-10 years back I used to interrupt a lot, and I make a conscious effort of not interrupting, and when I interrupt, I think about it and make sure that I don't do it again. And the next one is you know uh, just trying to understand that what do I really like in other people, what really make me like other people. And a couple of like qualities. Number one is that not having biases, people who are patient, people who are forgiving, and they like to move on. And those are the people I really like. And what it really means is that maybe it's a good hypothesis that other people will also like the similar qualities in me. And so what I will try to do is that not have biases towards people, towards situations. I will try to be more patient, I will try to be more forgiving, I will try to move on. And the next one is no need to all the answers. Somebody asks a question and you don't need the answer. Just can say don't know and move on. It's okay to kind of reduce that stress and just say that I'm not prepared, all those things. So just be comfortable with that. Another one which is very kind of common in my language is that I tend to use strong words and opinions. I think I have to reduce it. I have to kind of take a more middle path, more kind of softer approach, a milder approach, rather than using, for example, hate. Whether you can see that I don't probably like it, rather than saying that I love it. You say that yeah, it is very good. I like it. And saying things that I just kind of hate to do this or something like that. I think these are very strong words and opinions. Sometimes we don't mean it, but still we say it. But when we do that, we just close some doors for us as well. So I think it's very important to kind of use milder words. And the other one, which is like a question which always comes up, that why do I really need to kind of improve my communicative skills. And I think the reason why I need to improve my communicative skills is because I want to live a better life. I want to be able to kind of have more control over life situations around me. And professionally, I want to collaborate better. Software development is a team sport, and coordination is a very important activity that you have to do. And if you communicate better, if you build a good relationships, you will be able to play better. And then in terms of like one-on meetings and all, or whenever you meet someone, try to follow up if you remember any topic or anything that you discussed with the person. When you met him last time, try to follow up on that. Hey, what happened? You mentioned about like their bike trip, or you mentioned about that holiday trip. Did you go there? How was that? Stuff like that. I think it goes a long way. And somebody also asks you about that, I think it helps you kind of remember that that person paid attention and things like that. Another one is that reduce auditory and visual clutter in the communication is also an important one. But I think I have improved on this one at least, and I don't do that much, especially in terms of visual clutter. But yeah, a little bit on audio clutter as well. Yeah, so that's pretty much it's 15 minutes long one, but I think I'm gonna use this audio note as well.